Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors into the elders and apostles from Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Salutations to the hopeful elect you guys may be saved, and hopefully to the grace of Yahweh, Bahashem, Mahashot, you may be sealed. This is your brother Marco Wally from the branch of the Great Millstone here in Chicago, coming at you with another lesson. I don't know what I'm going to title this yet, but something along the lines, much given, much is required. You know, don't be, you Jakes out there that's in the truth. I'm speaking first and foremost for me too. And don't be trying to seek the high seat, and I think that's gets, a problem with a lot of these, these Jakes that come under the apostle. They think that they want to get the high seat, and they want the spotlight. And, hey, like I said, much is given, much is required. I might bring that out later, because man, the higher you go in this thing, hey, the harder your fall will be if you do fall out. So hey, the higher you go, the more you travel. Shoot, if you fall out or fall, it's gonna be bad, man. It's gonna get bad. This is James 1. This is James 3:1. My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. So it says, be not many masters. So we should, be not knower of all things. Try not, obviously, there's truth. You want to be well rounded, but try not to get everything. You try, going, doing all this and doing that, you trying to, basically get all this, not even say get all this experience, but you trying to rush your way and work your way to the top. When the thing is, that's not the reason you do this, man. We especially when I talk to brothers, they not trying to become, the next thing above that. They not trying to do that. They not working for that. We working for salvation first and foremost, man. And I got a couple precepts to even back that up. They working for they fear and salvation, man. We look, you obviously supposed to seek the Lord daily and gain experience, but we not trying to nobody, at least the men, men of the Lord, I know they not trying to grow just so they can become a deacon, a bishop, a teacher, an elder, bro. That's not what they working for. We all working for the same crown, and that's salvation, man. Probably with the Jakes and other camps, they they learn. That's crazy. They learn from the the apostles, and now they think they better than them. When shoot, he's trying to help you because he's trying to get saved too. That's the reason why he's trying to get saved. This is Luke 12, and I'm gonna start at 44. Of a truth I say unto you that he will make him ruler over all that he hath. But if that servant say in his heart, my Lord delay his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and maidens, and to eat and drink, to be drunken. The Lord of that servant will come in a day when he looketh not for him, and the hour when he is not aware, and I will cut him in sunder, and appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant which knew his Lord's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. So, hey, man, so you knew this truth, and you decided to fall out, man. It's gonna be you gonna get beaten with worse stripes than the person who didn't know this truth at all, man. And Jake going out there, we're going to they thinking that they should be growing to go rank to thinking it's Call of Duty ranking up. It's not for that. It's for all of us to seek salvation, and we supposed to be seeking salvation. You seek the kingdom first, and everything else shall come, man. This is Isaiah 58 and 2, and this is what we should be thinking about in our day-to-day life, man. And this is our whole duty, man. Well, not the whole duty of man, it say love the Lord, love me and keep my commandments. That's the whole duty of man. But this is what we should be thinking about in terms of growing and why we do it, man. This is Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins. So we supposed to be crying aloud, basically speaking loudly, and sparing nobody's feelings. And it says lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Well, to cry aloud meaning we supposed to be crying out to the Lord. And it says show my people their transgressions. We supposed to be showing Jake they transgressions, man. We supposed to be showing Jake to come back to the ways of the Heavenly Father, man. And that's not just the 1/3 and the 2/3, because we gotta tell them that their judgment is coming, and we gotta tell the 1/3 they're gonna be delivered. But the point is in 2. Yet they seek me daily and delight to know my ways. As a nation, they did righteousness and forsook not the ordinance of their power. They ask of me the ordinance of justice. They take delight in approaching the Most High, man. And so we supposed to seek the Lord daily. And it says we supposed to delight in His ways. We supposed to fall in love with learning the ways of the Lord, not trying to grow rank and try to get rank up. That's not the whole thing. That's not the whole matter of this thing, man. Is that comes with it, you know. It's like doing any type of martial arts, man. Getting the belts, man. Yeah, you want obviously the belt. The belt come with it. That's the same thing with working out. They go hand in hand. You don't work out. You don't do martial arts to get the body you want. Obviously to get the body you want, but you don't do martial arts. I'm gonna do the martial arts factor first. You don't do martial arts just to get the belt. Because what comes with the belt? Experience comes with the belt. Now that you know from experience, you're ready and prepared to face and encounter new things, man. So it's the experience and the journey that's the main thing. And then in terms of the gym, yeah, obviously you work out to go to the gym, but what comes with you going to the gym, man? Discipline, man. So Jake be thinking about this and trying to do that, but it's like, no, you're supposed to fall in love with the journey, man. It says we got to seek Him daily and delight in His ways. How you gonna delight in His ways and try to and seek the Lord daily if all you thinking about is the next best thing, or you try or you want to be where this brother at? Every brother walk is different. At the end of the day, I can't do what the elders do. I can't do what some the teachers do. I can't even do what some of the disciples do. But I know what I can do for myself, man. You got to think about that as yourself, because we all make up the body. Just some people, some got a bigger portion of the body than others, man, and that's okay. The- Jake be wanting to do this and that, and it's like, nah, that's not your lot, man. That is not your lot. That is not what you here for. This is not Baruch. This is Ecclesiasticus 7:4. Seek not of the Lord's preeminence, neither of the king the seat of honor, man. So we're not supposed to be seeking. We're not supposed to be trying to be the high seat, man. And going into preeminence, it just basically means the person that loves being first, loves being right, loves being the center of everything, of attention. And it's like we're not supposed to be seeking that. It say seek the Lord. And you ain't trying. We not here to be to seek clout. We not here for clout. You know, we not here to see how many views we get or how many people is watching us and looking at us. We not here to we gonna be a spectacle among we gonna be a spectacle among these people because we different. But we not trying to have all the eyes. It's not Tupac, all eyes on me, because we don't care for that. We just care about saving. We just care about the elect, man. That's our job, and that's all we care about. Because anything, man, I don't want to receive attention from these wicked ass people. They finna die. You think I care about what the hell they think, or what if they looking at me or not, or their attention? That don't care. It don't matter to me. They must be wanting all this attention, or they want the high seat, but they don't know what come with it. Y'all don't know what come with this seat, man. You don't know how much, cause now it's like you gonna get put more on blast if you fuck up. Cause now when you fuck up, it's just like being a leader of a team. They not gonna, obviously the whole team, they gonna get on the whole team, but the captain of the team is gonna get the worst flack because he's the leader. So why would you want that? That is a very heavy crown. That's a very heavy role, man. And a lot of you guys that's trying to seek that, y'all not prepared for that. It's crazy. A lot of the bros that I talk to, the ones that's in higher roles and higher rank, they all had mostly the same response. It's been the same response. I didn't ask for this, but it was given to them. It was because they showed that they can do. They showed what they're capable of, and they showed that they can lead others. That's why they got that role. That's why they got the hand that they was given, man. Because they was, it was first that they went through their trials, and then they was given unto them. They didn't want it. They didn't rush for it. That's what you gotta think about, man. You're supposed to fall in love with the journey of this thing. You're supposed to fall in love with learning and seeking the Lord daily and loving His ways, man. Not trying to rank up. So you think that you could now you hold you supposed to hold yourself to a higher standard anyway. But now you thinking that you better than somebody just because you this. That's not the way. That's not the way. That's not what this is for, man. You know you gotta bros gotta think about that, and also think about shoot when you if you do end up getting ranking up, or bros end up promoting you. That means shit, it's a you got a heavier seat, man. You got a heavier task. That's just more stuff. That's just harder, more of a task you got to do, man. There's more things you have to do. There's more things required of you. I remember the elder Uriah said it. He said it, yeah, man. It's like an elevator, right? Every time you rank up, you go up the elevator. But let you fall out, that means the impact when you hit the ground is gonna be much worse. I just brought out the loop. They shall be beaten with many stripes. So hey, you're gonna be beaten with more stripes than the person that didn't know. And then add on how long you've been in the truth. And then shoot, the Lord might add on your rank. Shoot, and you you go ahead and shoot your judgment gonna be worse, man. So fall in love with growing in the truth and the journey, not the rank, man. I'm gonna start at verse 1 of this 12:1, because I was gonna start it. The point is in 3, but the first two verses make actually some great points now. Now that I think about it, this Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies as a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service. And that's what our reasonable service is: presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice, seeking the Lord daily, and preaching the gospel to our people, man. And then it says, but it says, present your body as a living sacrifice, acceptable unto the Most High. You think it's going to be acceptable unto the Most High? The only thing you caring about is your rank, not caring about seeking Him daily, or delighting in His ways. The only thing you care about is the approval of others. Not You care more about approval of others than the approval of the Lord, man. That's not how that works. This verse 2. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect in the will of the Most High. And that goes back to delighting in His ways. So when we get transformed, we supposed to be seeking what is acceptable and great and good to the Lord, not what's the will of whoever you look up to on social media. Or obviously we in the will the will of the apostles, but they doing the will of the Lord. So that's what you supposed to be doing. It all goes hand in hand. It ain't you not supposed to be seeking the approval, or actually you ain't supposed to be seeking your own satisfaction of, oh, let me rank up, let me get up here. That's where I want to be. And even if that is where you want to be, that should not be your first your whole goal. Your whole goal is to seek mercy, man. To be saved. What's the point of you ranking up, ranking up and being promoted, if you're gonna fall out, or if you're not gonna take the necessary steps and gain the knowledge and experience to get there? That's like you playing a video game, and you skip to the end game. You at the end game, but now you don't know how you got there, and you're not prepared for what's to come. So what's the point of jumping hoops if it's gonna end up messing you up in the long run? It's verse 3. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Because we all got the same, we all heard the same thing. We all heard the truth. But some of us is going to gain more knowledge, and some of us is going to grow rapidly, or grow faster, or grow slower than others, man. I see some bros, it's some bros that just got it's like that unrelenting force. And it's not even just, bros that's disciples. It's bros that's in every rank. You got some brothers that's just got that unrelenting force, man, they gonna keep going, keep growing, and there's nothing you can do to stop them. That might not be you. You might just grow every like an inch daily, and that's okay as long as if you growing, man. You know, I'm speaking for myself first and foremost. You know, some things I know, some things I move fast in, some things I move slow in, man. And that's okay. But as long as if you seeking the Lord daily, man, and delight in His ways, man, that's all you got to do. That's the only thing we supposed to be worrying about. Not what rank we is, not what if we gonna get promoted or not. None of that, man. We supposed to be thinking about mercy and salvation, man. That's all we supposed to be thinking about. If you gonna get promoted, then you gonna get promoted, man. Let your work speak for itself, man. Let your faith speak for itself. Let your like I said, let your work speak for itself. Not anything else, man. You know. If it happens, it happens. You know, I'm going to end it right there. Lord willing, this is edifying. I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem Kakodash. That belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well. Salutations to those elect that you guys may be saved. And hopefully through the grace of Yahweh by Hashem Shai, you may be sealed. With that, I'd like to say, stay prayed up, brothers. We almost up out here. Shalom.